Hello, this is Tim from Baldy Tim's Reviews, and today I'm in Penang, Malaysia. I've been making my way up here all the way from Denpasar in Bali over the last 3 days. You can see more details on that trip on other videos on this channel, but I'm going to enjoy a full day here in Georgetown, Penang, Malaysia. But I'm not going to do any of the touristy things. Well, maybe later on I'll do a couple of them. But this morning I'm going to be instead going on a cycle ride through the Penang countryside. I saw this bike tour, it didn't cost a lot, £23, which I thought was quite reasonable for half a day with a bike hire and a tour guide. So I've got up bright and early. Got to be in the hotel reception by 7 a.m. It's about 6:30 now. So I'm going to be making my way out, and apparently the tour takes you to some farms, some tracks along the Penang countryside, which are hidden away. Apparently some of them only the locals know about. So yeah, I hope this is going to be just a different side of Penang that none of the other tourist videos here on YouTube will show you. I like to do things a bit different, not just do all of the touristy things. So yeah, keep watching. Let's see what this tour is going to be all about.
All good? Any of you decide not to go? The last chance? No, nobody. The first part we are riding next to the river, this direction. Please stay on the road. No swimming, okay? On and off we'll see some animals like monitor lizards, some monkey.
Right, on the bike ride in rural Penang. So we are on a 2-hour cycle ride in rural Penang, and Eddie here in orange, our guide, has said this is very typical of rural Malaysia generally. Oh yeah, little monitor lizard.
I see that monitor lizard.
A monitor lizard. Oh, there he is. Oh, frightened them away. Yeah, some monitor. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's some monitor lizards here in the water.
See some monkey.
Oh yeah.
Long-tailed macaque.
Ah.
Penang, we have two varieties of monkey. First, long-tailed macaque. This one they live in a big group. Big group of up to 100. Black and black color. A whole bunch of fruit.
Oh yeah.
What fruit is this? This is the most important crops for Malaysia.
Coconuts?
Coconut, no.
Good date? Date?
Dates, no. Good try, no. No idea.
No.
Palm fruit for palm oil.
Ah, right.
So
Yeah.
all the tree you see surrounding here, palm tree. Since you are talking about this, let me share some facts and information with you. First, we are not chopping down forests for palm plantation these days. A lot of forests in Malaysia is being chopped down way 100 years back for another types of tree or crops. What would that be? In the past, Malaysia is the second largest rubber grower and producer in the world. This day we import rubber. So what the government do, they subsidy this landowner to convert their farmland into a palm plantation. Here used to be rice field. Doesn't look like rice field, right? But because nobody's want to work in that area as well, so again they are subsidy to convert into oil plantation, which means a lot of oil plantation you see in the country is basically a conversion from other types of farmland, not as per claim that chopping down forests for this, not much they stay. That's why we are number 2 in terms of size and production of palm oil. Yeah, so that's our side of story.
Who's number 1?
Who's number 1? Yes, good question. If you got the answer right, I get a coffee for you.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Come on, your coffee.
Indonesia?
You're right.
Oh.
We have a coffee break right after this.
Oh, okay.
Indonesia first, Malaysia second.
Right, we're coming into the fishing village, I believe now, and you can see a lot of boats here.
You see a lot of boats, no fishermen, right? Most of the fishermen in northern Malaysia, they use a small boat like what you see here. So if they are going for a catch, one trip, 1 to 2 hours. 1 to 2 hours, not a lot they get this day. You can see some orange color box on the boats, right? So roughly 1 box of catch for every trip. Not a lot. That's why nobody's going to do fishing. They keep the boat mainly because of other reasons. In Malaysia, if any Malaysian we own a registered fishing boat like this, we get some money from the government. Additionally, the Malay village, they spread a very big area away from the coast. But for the Chinese, they work from home. You see the boat next to the houses. You'll see that on our next stops, okay? Yeah. So not because it's too early. At any time, any day you come, this is it. No fishermen. Yeah. Do any of you know what is this for? No idea.
No.
It's a bird farm.
Oh.
Bird. So in the countryside of Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, you'll see a lot of house like this. A lot of holes on the wall, which means it's not for human. Loudspeaker to attract a bird, swallow. So the swallow will go into the houses and make nests. So what these people collect, not the bird, not the egg, but the nest. So why the bird feed? High collagen, good for skin. So now you know the secret of Asian beauty.
So I don't know if you picked that up, but that big building, which I thought was some kind of military bunker when I first saw it, is actually for birds. They get a lot of birds in there who make their nests, and then people go in and collect the nests, which contains bird spit, which they use a lot in Asia for anti-aging. Apparently it's got good anti-aging properties, so they put the processed stuff, I suppose, on their faces, and that's the secret of eternal youth. And so a kilo of bird spit is about 15,000 ringgits, which is about £2,500.
All these used to be farmland, but now abandoned. Nobody is working on the farmland here.
And the other thing he was saying, those hills up there was totally deforested 150 years ago. They replanted everything with durian trees, producing the durian fruit, which is that peculiar thing which I've never had it, but apparently it smells, the fruit smells disgusting, but when you eat it it's supposed to be heavenly, so they call it the king of fruits. Balik Pulau is the name of this village.
So this is a Chinese fishing village. That's how they set up the village way 120 years back when they first come. So resembling also how they lived back in China. Two roads running along the river on both sides. And the water you see here basically a tidal. This day when it's in high tide, the road, the houses will be in water as well. Yeah, we'll take a walk to the other side of the houses. Here where we are standing right now used to be the unloading bay. Old people and young people. One generation is missing. No problem to take photos, take video, not much.
Which they has
And
this.
a lot of religious places in the country, you'll see a notice board like this. Basically, for example, like this is where the money comes from. You can come and find your neighbor's name, how much they give, This is how they spend the money, how much they have in the bank. Everything will be disclosed and tell you. So rich, super rich.
Yeah.
Not very rich. Three ingredients. Coconut milk, eggs, and cheese.
Oh,
A
right.
double boiler. Just keep stirring.
So that was a nice breakfast back in that place there. Strong coffee and a Chinese pastry with kind of coconut inside, I think he said it was. Not bad. Had two of those, filled me up nicely. Yeah, so this is the village of Balik Palau, B-A-L-I-K-P-A-L-A-U, which is where Eddie is based. And essentially this cycle ride is around the village and the surrounding environs. It's amazing, you just cycle along and then all of a sudden you go past a tree with lots of exotic looking fruit on there. I think they're mangoes that we just passed there. But just seems so exotic when all you see back in England is maybe some blackberries, apples, pears. I think someone has got a puncher. So yeah, these are the bikes that you get on this ride. Single speed, don't think I've been on a single speed bike since I was a kid. So luckily it's all flat. So, but you still need strong legs actually, because they're quite high geared. Well, my one here is anyway. That's my one, and but luckily it's all on the flat, and there's frequent stops as well for the guide to talk and point things out. Coffee stops, breakfast stops, that kind of thing as well. Sightseeing stops of the fishing villages there. So just in case you didn't pick up what he was saying, the first one we went to was a Malaysian style of fishing village, and then the second one where we had our breakfast as well was a Chinese style one. The Chinese have been fishing here in Malaysia for many decades. I think he said good 100 or 150 years. But anyway, got a punch on one of the bikes, so the guide's cycled off to get another bike that is, and then he's going to come back, and I think we're going to carry on up towards the base of those hills. So as we wait for the tour guide to come back, I thought I'd point out a couple of little things. I think that's a mango tree, although the mangoes are still quite small on that one. This is just the outskirts of the village. Luckily the puncture happened. This is pretty much the last house in the village, and I think he's just the other side of the village, so hopefully he won't be too long in getting back, and then we can carry on. So if you ever wanted to see a papaya tree up close, here we are.
It's very unusual to see mangosteen on the tree for this month. No, they usually
And then we've got some banana trees. And those tallest one, that tallest one up there is a durian tree. This is where you get your dragon fruit from. These cactus type plants.
There are three different types of dragon fruit. Okay. Yellow.
What's the noise all about, guys? So we've got some geese there. We've got an ostrich here. Well. Hello, Mr. Ostrich, how are you? Yeah, don't go burying your head in the sand, will you? Because that's not a good idea. Oh, you gonna give me a peck? Hello. What's your name then? I've got all these goats in here. Oh, some bigger goats here. Hello. So this is like a little goat house, really, built up on stilts. I've got one coming down to investigate. Hello there. So my name's Tim. What's your name? What's your names? Yeah, so there's some goat's milk ice cream there, I think. Very tasty as well. And that one there was trying to eat the camera. So this is the milking parlour where they milk the goats. That's the machine down there. So the tour guide swapped his bicycle for that scooter there, which I actually had a little go on myself a while ago. What happened is he had to take the bike with a puncture back to base, which is probably only a couple of miles away from here, and to, I guess, speed things up, he came back on that. And the guy who had the puncture had a quick go on it, but I don't think he's ever ridden a motorbike in his life, so he wasn't very good. So the tour guide kicked him off, I said, oh, I'll have a little go just for 5-10 minutes. So I kind of rode it from where the puncture was up to that goat place. And yeah, first I told them I had a motorbike licence in the UK, which was true. Well, I didn't tell them because I haven't been on a motorbike for about 30 years. But I managed okay. Old habits came back, no problem. The only thing is they're automatics, and you don't get the, well, I don't find you have quite as much low speed control with automatics as you do with manual bites of the clutch. But it was a fun experience. I actually had to drive it over a very narrow bridge. Really a pedestrian bridge. He turned back and saw me doing that, and he said, oh, yeah, you passed the Malaysian bike driving test now. I don't know if he was joking or if it's real, but he was saying, probably joking to be fair, but he was saying that if you can drive one of those over a narrow bridge without falling in the river, you've passed your test. So it's just starting to rain. We're heading back to base, so we haven't got too far to go. Oh, I think we're going to have a little break. Oh, rainy season. Now the rain's coming down pretty good now. Well, let no one accuse me of being a fair weather cyclist. I know I like to normally get out on cycle rides when it's nice and dry and sunny, or at least dry, but I don't mind coming out in the rain, although if this was England I would have my waterproofs on. I'm only in a t-shirt and shorts, but never mind, it'll soon dry. Oh, this is great, this is. We're back at base. Howdy dream. Oh. Yeah, of course, when it rains in this part of the world, it really rains. But I think we got in just before the worst of it, so that's lucky, eh? And soon dried out I did, and what a great experience that cycle ride was. Can't rate it highly enough. And if you're in Penang and you want to do something a little bit different, go for it. It's really good, and I'll see if I can leave a link to the where you can book it up at in the description box below. I did it through TripAdvisor, so I'll see what I can do for a link for you there. But one thing you should be aware of, where the cycling starts is about an hour's drive out of Georgetown. That's an hour each way, so you've got to factor that drive into your schedule. Personally, I regarded it as a bonus because you kind of drive out of Georgetown and then all the way up over the mountains, down the other side, and you end up seeing quite a lot of Penang, which you might not necessarily have seen if you didn't do the experience. And the pickup and the drive is all included in the price as well that I mentioned. So really, really good value and highly enjoyable. But yeah, don't go thinking it's just a 2 or 3 hour experience with the cycling. It's probably more like a 5 hour experience. So just one little caveat there, but other than that, absolutely fantastic experience. So that's been another Baldy Tim's Reviews. Thanks for watching.